Pisces, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. So, here we go. So, Pisces, to me, it feels like you're hoping to get away with something or just get away in general. You see, this here is a card of strategy. It's also a card of manipulation. And sometimes all we do is slightly manipulate our environment every day to get the best outcome. So manipulation doesn't always have a negative context with it. And here you are not wanting to keep score anymore. You realize that you've been putting a lot of energy into like this tit for tat kind of behavior, like this. There's a constant conflict going on and nobody's really ever winning or losing. Both people are just expending their energy. So here you are making the strategical choice not to participate in this conflict anymore. So your hope is just to get out or to get away. And the fear that you have, in my opinion, a very healthy fear when you're trying to get out of this type of energy, you fear that you're going to get pulled back in. So the devil card in the inverse in this particular case is like somebody who just quit smoking, but they still have the urge. So it's almost like you're just learning that you need to get out of this conflict, but there's something that keeps happening, like somebody keeps poking the bear, and you have the urge to get back into the conflict, if for nothing else but to defend yourself. Okay? And the Six of Swords here says that you're moving from calmer waters into choppy waters. So the fear, or what gives you anxiety, is when that person pokes that proverbial bear and you want to jump right back into the conflict to defend yourself. It's a very hard thing not to do. Like, you fear that that person pushes your buttons just so much. So again, in your hopes, you're hoping to get out of the conflict, just to drop it, not to put any energy into this conflict anymore, but you fear being pulled back in by means of having to defend yourself. The reality of the situation is that the conflict becomes much less violent. You see how we went from the Five of Swords to the Five of Sticks? There's an inner conflict now that you deal with as far as that having to defend yourself. You know, you recognize, it's almost like, and I've said this in readings a couple of times over the past year, it's almost like that you have to give up the battle in order to conserve your energy to win the war. And that's exactly what you're focusing on. You're focusing on the painful ending. You're focusing on moving on. The death of an idea. You had an idea, you put effort into it, it did not work out, and now it's over. And the rock bottom part, the worst part of it, is where you're at right now. So you have this inner conflict not to defend yourself because if you don't get pulled back in, everything gets better from here. You're planning and strategizing where it is you want to go for the first time ever. It's not a group thing. It's not an us thing. It's a me thing. So you're looking at this world right here. This is your inner world. And the outer world is right here. And you're choosing to take what's within and bring it without. Make it real. And you have the energetic potential to do so. Remember that aces are high potential and low resolution. Okay? So you still have to take this potential energy that you have and process it through a framework in order for you to get something out of it. It will drain you of your resources. This will drain you of health. This will drain you of wealth. And this will take up a lot of your time. But in the end, there is no growth without discomfort. And somewhere deep inside, you know that. And rather than stay in this uncomfortable conflict that constantly drains your energy, you are choosing to have the discomfort of a lack of resources so you can eventually build something on your own, for yourself and by yourself. Pisces, keep pushing forward. I know it's difficult, but always move forward. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you guys next week.